Hello and welcome to episode number 8 of the Joey Moments podcast. My name is Joey. I have Joey Moments, and this week I am delighted to be joined by my former roommate, Zoe.
That's me.
Yep, moved out and everything.
That's crazy.
The spiller of drinks,
I did
breaker
do that.
of cups.
Yeah, the chaos.
The chaos. Yep, there was a lot of chaos living here. It was
so much, but like a good chaos. It was never like a crazy toxic chaos, which I loved.
No, it was like a frat house. It was, but not like a bad frat house, like the frat house that
you want to go to.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. It's the one on campus. You're like, nothing bad's going to happen, but you're going to leave very drunk.
And that's okay sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the vibe. It
It was a lot of drinking games. Yeah. I was always targeted.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's not a lie. And it was always on purpose, I feel like.
It was because I feel like I'm always the person who will not say no to drinking.
Yeah.
Like you can just ask me like, hey, do you want to get drunk tonight? And I go, yeah, why not?
You said absolutely.
You know, it's a Tuesday night and you want to drink an entire bottle of Tennessee honey.
Oh my God, not the Tuesday, but I do. I think that's what I liked about living here. It was always a vibe.
It was random too because we wouldn't always it wasn't like every weekend there was something going on, but if there wasn't something going on the weekend, there were people here during the week. Like that first 2-3 months we lived here.
Oh my God.
It got kind of old. By the time November rolled around, right when we were starting to get ready for Thanksgiving and stuff, I was like, oh my God.
Well, because
I kind of want people to take a month off.
Yeah, because I mean, and we all hang out. We don't hang out for a little bit. It's a big thing every single time, and I love that. I really did.
It was a very different vibe with the first group. I think it was really interesting. I think it was JC or Z talked about it, but there was something that I thought about afterwards when we had talked about it, that it was two very different environments. Like this environment right now, with this current house with JC, John, and Z, it feels like I'm living with brothers.
Yeah.
Whereas the last time, when it was you, Marshall, Tyler, and Dylan, it felt like every night was a sleepover with my friends.
It did, and it was
And I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
I'm not saying that in a bad way to either group. I love both. It's just this one feels very homey. It feels like I'm living at home with family. The last time it felt like it never felt like I lived here. It always felt like I was spending the night. We were playing games all night, drinking, and then there's a bed for you to sleep in.
Yeah, you can just hang out. I don't know, and it reminded me of just a college experience. And I didn't go to a dorm and have that whole thing, so I think just living here was.
Yep. Yeah, I'm 24 and I've done a whole year and a half, 2 years of college. So
and I love that.
I never did the dorm life, but I feel like I got that with that first house, and even I guess to a lesser degree the apartments.
Yeah.
That also felt like living in a dorm.
100%.
Because that was hey, we made steak bites. Okay, Tyler, we'll be right over. And
knock.
We wouldn't even knock. I would go to open the door, and if Marshall didn't lock it, then I would just barge in.
That was the first time Was that the first time I met you? I think it was at Brentwood.
It was at Brentwood. No, we met at the wedding. We met at Josh and Morgan's wedding. That was the first time we met.
Memory unlocked.
Yep, because so this is a really funny story, actually. It's a little embarrassing for me. I had never seen pictures of you. I did not know who you were. Marshall just said Zoe, and there was just a name. It was Marshall, and I knew who Marshall was.
Did you have an image in your head?
No, I had no idea who you were. It was just how in video games you'll have the little just silhouette of a character?
Yeah.
That's all it was. There was just a little blank silhouette. You had the default profile picture.
I love that.
That was it. And then I also never hung out with Marshall outside of Tyler. So I didn't know Marshall's family. I didn't know anything. So I get to the wedding and I'm pulling up and Marshall got there. I want to say you were there before me. He was. I said to you, for reference, Marshall is watching the taping of the podcast. We have a live audience today.
Which is crazy.
So, which is funny. So, but Marshall was there before me. I get there and his sister was with him. And I thought that was Zoe.
They look so similar. What do you mean?
Yeah, but we're in the Midwest. How many white couples look similar?
A lot.
Exactly,
And
that's my point. Right? And I didn't like introduce myself because I was like, I don't know that this is Zoe. And she left, and I was like, Marshall, is that Zoe? And he was like,
oh my God, that's my sister. Yeah. That's hilarious, actually.
And then I think like a half hour later, you were walking around and he introduced me to you.
I'm gonna have to tell her about that.
It was so funny. But yeah, that was the first time we met. You didn't start hanging out with us though until Brentwood, until we lived at the apartments.
Well, yeah, because Marshall and I were together for like 6 years before I started hanging out with you, which is crazy, by the way. I apologize.
That's all your
for
fault,
that.
by the way.
Yeah,
you were always invited to things.
That is true. But I always thought like, oh, let him hang out with his friends. It's like a guy's thing. Let him.
And it's never just like I won't say never. There are times where it's like it's just the guys.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't want to say intentionally just the guys, but like you can tell some nights that the guys just want to hang out with the guys. They don't want to. I don't want to say don't want to hang out with their girlfriends because that sounds rude. It's not like that. It's just like sometimes you're like, I just want to hang out with the guys.
I mean,
drink
it's
a couple
the same
beers.
thing for us. Like sometimes you want to have a girls' night. You just want to like, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. You guys go out to the bars. You guys had that a couple weeks ago. You guys went out to, what was it, Twisted Vine?
No, so I actually didn't go to that. That was the same day that we had Megan's Market, and they went after that.
Gotcha,
and I went home and went to bed. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because me and you
were
going to hang out afterwards.
Yeah.
And we didn't end up doing that because you ended up going to bed, which was fine because I think I came home and I just watched TV and hung out with the dog.
Yeah.
I don't think I did anything crazy that night either.
I'm a sleepy girl. I really am.
Yeah, your bedtime's like 4 p.m.
Honestly.
I think there are people in like assisted living homes that go to bed later than you do.
They party later than I do. You know what I mean?
I don't know about party.
No, they do.
Party might like in like the sense that like they have like a memory spike.
Maybe.
And they feel alive again.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, what is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just living their best life, and then I'm in bed by 7 p.m. So.
Yeah, you are in bed very early, and then it was funny because the nights where like we would drink on like a Tuesday. We would only drink until like 9 p.m. and then you'd go to bed.
Yeah, and
then you'd complain. You would bitch about it the next day that we stayed up late.
Guys, I stayed up way too late last. Like I was just out in the streets hanging out. We were literally here, probably watching that '70s show and doing absolutely nothing. And I was warmed.
That was a lot of what we did.
Yeah, it feels very nostalgic every time I watch The Big Bang Theory, that '70s show, and Young Sheldon now because it reminds me of when we would all watch it here. Did
you watch Young Sheldon when you were here?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not watch that with anybody. That was a show that I watched by myself. I watched that at work.
Maybe it wasn't. I feel like it was.
You probably did. I remember the shows I remember binging here were Big Bang Theory and that '70s show. And then I remember there was a little stint of time where Marshall was binging Merlin.
Also, okay, speaking of that, we still have not finished that show, and it's been
like how long? A year?
Yeah.
It's been almost a year since you guys moved out, yeah.
We just stopped watching it. And then that happened at our other, or not our place, but I mean, I was over there all the time, but at Brentwood, we started watching Castle. So good.
Okay, yeah, but you're saving yourself by not finishing that show.
Why? It was so good while we were watching.
If I remember correctly, and it's been a while since I watched Castle, if I remember correctly, the ending's not rewarding. Like,
really?
If I remember correctly, the show got canceled. It was not like they ended on their own terms.
Are you? Okay, you're joking.
I really don't remember. It's been a very long time because I used to be super into Castle because my aunt was into all the crime shows.
Yeah.
And so Castle, and she loves Nathan Fillion.
Who doesn't?
Right? He's an icon.
A legend.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love Nathan Fillion. But they would watch it all the time, and so I would watch it every week for years. And I just don't remember it.
Did somebody die?
I really don't remember. I genuinely could not tell you what happened. I just remember going like, wow, that's the ending.
See, I hate shows like that. Like, you could make it so good and then you don't.
Yeah, and then you have shows like that '70s show where like the entire last season you're just like, oh my fucking God, this sucks. And then you get to the very last episode and you're like, okay, that was rewarding.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend the entire last season didn't happen, but the last episode counts.
Well, yeah, because I feel like when you make a show that good for so long, it's very iconic and you just want to keep thinking that.
Yeah, that '70s show. So I've been rewatching that.
Yeah.
Because that's a comfort show. Like I'll just play right now. I've been playing World of Warcraft a lot, and I'll just have that '70s show on as background noise when I'm playing that. I got all the way through season 1 to season the start of season 7.
Yeah.
And I stopped and went back to season 1 because I just don't enjoy season 7 and season 8.
I get it though. That's pretty
Season
valid.
7's not like terrible. It's just I watched it last year and that's enough for the next like 3 or 4 years. Season 8, I don't think I watched season 8 last year because I did a full show rewatch. That was the first time I think I'd rewatched that season since like 2014.
Oh, really?
I really don't like the 8th season of that show. I think it really does diminish like the entire record of the show.
Yeah. No, I get that though. That's pretty valid.
Did you see the flag for the first time? Is that what you...
Yeah, did you notice that?
I noticed that you stared off into space.
Okay, I knew it was there, but I just like looked over here and I saw Gibby looking at me and I was like, no fucking way. That's... Wow.
For video listeners, I'll probably put it up on the screen, just like a blank image.
Should.
We have a flag of the Gibby quote, "What are you, a cop?"
It's so good.
Our houses have had flags. So the first one, we carried on from the apartment. So me and Dylan had a flag that said Texas Dick with Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, and that's what used to be up there.
That's what used to be in that spot. Yep. And then when you guys moved out, I took it down. We folded it. It is folded like a flag upstairs, and it's just Benjamin Franklin's eye, so it looks like the Illuminati flag.
That's beautiful.
It's so funny. I could not have folded it any better. That was like my second attempt.
You know, I love that.
And then I put up that flag. We spent like a week as a house trying to figure out what flag we were going to do, and that's the one we landed on.
Honestly, solid choice.
Yep, there were a couple other ones that I thought were pretty funny, but that one was definitely
I feel like it just it fits the vibe. You know what I mean? It needs to be there.
The basement's definitely a lot emptier now. I mean, I don't know. It's not emptier because there's still just as much shit in here.
And my desk is still there. Plastic table.
The plastic table that we put up for the lads movie.
Yeah.
And we just haven't taken it down because Z uses it to put some stuff up there.
The way that was my desk the entire time that I lived here was just a plastic table. You know what I mean?
The entire time it was just a plastic table.
I did get a new desk.
Did you?
Yeah, from Amazon. Yep.
Oh, nice.
It's so nice. Marshall put it together, and it's beautiful.
My desks I got at NFM.
And
Yep, the first one, I don't know what my parents paid for it. I know it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then because I know it was a lot of money because when we went, they had lowered the price on it. My guess is that they probably just weren't selling very well. Yeah. Also, they're very nice desks. I like my desks. You can tell the quality is not the best quality. And so I'm pretty sure probably enough people complain that like, hey, for like $600, this is not worth it.
Yeah.
And so they reduced the price. We got the second half because we got the smaller version of it. So I have the big version. My desk comes in two sizes, a big one and a small one.
Oh.
I have the big one as my main desk, and I have the smaller one,
the side table.
to make my L desk.
I like
and
it.
that was only like $120 to get the second one. No, and they're nice little like starter desks.
Yeah.
I think eventually, if I'm going to be able to keep a corner desk, I want to get like a big, giant, like wood L desk with like drawers and stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm prone to spilling, so.
Yes. Yeah. Before we started filming, Zoe, I think, spilled her water 3 times.
Well.
So. But I'm going to take a check at the clock real quick. Make sure we're still doing good. I don't have to restart the video. Okay. I don't know if you've watched the video versions. I know you've listened to the audio versions. The video version, I have to, the camera kind of sucks, and I have to occasionally restart it.
And that's okay.
Which is why in the middle-ish of like all of the podcasts so far, there's some missing footage.
You know what, though? That is what I call a humble beginning.
It is a humble beginning, and it's just because I can't afford a new camera yet. I already know.
That's okay.
I already know the camera I'm buying. I know the lens I'm getting. The thing I was not fully aware of before I started this was just how expensive cameras are.
Yeah.
On the camera alone, I will spend almost as much as I spent on literally everything else.
Stop, really?
It'll be so expensive. And then I need to get more lights. So these lights that you see here will go like behind the chairs, and then there'll be better lights for key lighting and stuff.
Don't forget about us when you get famous.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I couldn't. It's in my head, I'm just like, wow, if this ever took off, there are like certain things that I'd want to do, and all of them involve the lads. I have a couple things that I'm going to be doing in the fall. One of them I can talk about because I really don't care about talking about it yet, because it's coming out in September.
Okay, what is it?
And it's working title. This is not a permanent title because I still have to go make sure that no one else has a podcast title. It's called Wing Warriors.
Oh.
And essentially what's going to happen is me and Z are going to try and find the best wings in Omaha.
Stop. That's going to be so... If I could eat a full wing, I would do that myself.
So we're gonna go to a bunch of different restaurants in Omaha. I think right now we're talking about doing every other week, so 2 podcasts a month. And one of us is gonna get barbecue wings, one of us will get buffalo wings. Every week we're gonna try them, different restaurant. We are not gonna backtrack. We're not gonna go to the same restaurant, and we're just gonna rate them. It's something that I wanted to do. I want to say like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I got shot down. People were just like, "No, that's not like that." I don't remember who it was, but it was like, no, I don't really know if that's a great idea. Terry was completely on board, but he wanted to do burgers. Ooh. And I was like, that's a lot. Like, do you know how many places in Omaha sell burgers? And how many garbage burgers there are in Omaha?
A lot.
Like, I'm sorry. Like a bad wing still maybe can be covered in good sauce. It's redeemable.
Yeah.
You know?
But a burger, you just...
If it's a bad burger, like, it's just bad.
Also, like, I feel like when you go out and you get a burger, you would think it'd be really hard to mess up, but surprisingly, it's not that hard.
No. Well... Yeah, no, it's not hard to mess up a burger. Definitely pretty easy. I've had some really raunchy ass burgers in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because, we're like the beef capital of the country.
Say. Yeah. We're literally the Midwest. How do you have a bad burger?
So it's interesting that way. But I can safely say I'm excited about that. And then I have one other thing that me and Z are doing together, which I've talked about. I haven't talked about the title. I haven't talked about the content of it, but it's not really my project. It's kind of Z's thing. So I'm excited about that. And then I have one more thing that is very silly, and it's going to be a very stupid thing. It's not a podcast. It's going to be just video, but I'm super excited about that one because that one's just going to be silly, stupid shit that can go up on TikTok or Shorts or Reels. And it's going to be very stupid. I actually was just looking at some stuff for it. Because we kind of have to have outfits for it, and I had to go get. This won't spoil anything. I'm ordering custom lab coats for me and whoever's gonna be the guest will have a lab coat that just says guest, but it'll have like the Joey moments on it, and it'll have the little lab icon on it, like an actual lab coat.
Yeah, you're going places.
Mine will say Joey, obviously, because I'm Joey. My name doesn't change every week, but I don't know that it'll be the same person.
Can you hear my chair squeaking? I'm so sorry.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had someone move.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get comfortable.
I'm sure it will, because these chairs, they're kind of old.
I like them, though.
Me too. I definitely am comfortable with this set. I think there are things I would like to do. Tyler and Eric had a great idea at the bar to keep track of our drinks, and they want me to put up a tier list behind the set with the beers ranked. And so I think at some point I'm going to do that. What I was thinking about doing, though, was instead of getting like a physical printout of a tier list, was just getting a monitor, like a 32-inch monitor, and mounting it on the wall, then just having it digital.
I think that'd be really cool.
I think that's probably more doable than getting a painting and then or not painting, but like a printout and having to like add different cutouts of beer labels. Like I don't know, but it's evolving every week. I guess we've just kind of rambled. We haven't really talked about anything with sustenance. No, which is fine. The thing that was really interesting for, obviously Chris and Jake, as I've known them a really long time, Chris especially. Mac was super interesting to talk about because
I love Mac.
Mac is such a wonderful human being.
Oh my gosh.
Mac was so interesting to talk to because Mac is just such a wild card.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
When you have a conversation with them,
never know what you're gonna get.
No. Either
it's
you're gonna have
good,
like
though.
a super they're gonna just spill all the drama that they know, and you're just like, oh my god,
yeah, and
what is going on? How did I not know any of this? Or they're gonna be like, they're gonna have a conversation with you and be like, oh wow.
That's it. Just wow.
Yep. And you can always just. Mac is the kind of person you don't have to worry about being like genuine with them. Like,
oh my god,
you can be completely open with them.
100%.
And you're not going to get judged for any of it.
No,
it's so great.
That's what I love about them, though. They just, I don't know. I can't even put it into words. They're just so amazing. I could talk about them forever. It's insane.
Well, maybe one day we'll have a podcast where it's just you and Mac, and we'll let you guys just ramble.
Dude,
we'll do it a week where like I'm out of town.
That would be 8.5 hours long, and I would love every hour of it. I'm not
Marshall
joking.
would be passed out on the couch,
sleeping,
watching TikToks with his
and me and Mac are just going at it. You know what I mean? Yep.
As he walks off set.
Walks away. He said, "I'm actually done."
So how's the apartment been? You guys have a cat now.
We do have a cat, Ollivander, my little baby. I love him so much.
Little
He's
baby,
the
isn't he
best.
like a giant cat?
Yes, he's insanely huge, but he's my favorite thing, and he's so sweet. His claws are insane, though. He looks like a little puma. You know what I mean? Yeah. Have you not met Ollie?
No, the only time I've been inside your guys' apartment besides you guys moving was the day that we came to kidnap Marshall for the Halloween party.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
it. That's the only time I've been inside your guys' apartment.
It's cute, though.
Because
I
every
like
time me and you make plans that would involve me going over your apartment, we either end up canceling or other plans get made on top of it that we end up doing that
See,
instead.
I feel like that's what happens most often is when we do hang out, we're like, oh shit, actually we're all doing this thing, so let's do that instead, and you know what I mean?
Yep, no,
Always
absolutely.
works out though.
It does. It's always really funny.
Yeah.
Because everyone will be really drunk and Marshall will be stone cold sober.
You know what? And I love that. I love that for him.
Marshall, can the day me and you do a podcast, can me and you be absolutely plastered?
You think I'm gonna let her drive?
Wow. I'm a great driver.
We can get Tyler to airlift you out.
Okay. Well, that's dramatic, but I would drive.
With 1% money?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, there's a lot of off-camera talking on this one.
I don't know. I think that would be
this
fun
is the
for you
first time
guys.
we've been in front of a live studio audience, so
I know.
it's a little intimidating, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it's real. It's like a talk show.
Kind of, except I don't.
What is that one? Oh
we're
my
not,
God.
we're not getting paid a shit ton of money to be here.
What's her name? Oh, I guess it's the news, the morning news. That's what I was thinking. Never mind. It doesn't relate to this at all. Never mind. That wasn't.
Yeah. No. Okay.
I can't do the bit anymore. Sorry. I really tried to tough that, and I couldn't do it. Oh God. Chapel Roan night.
Oh, how was
I'm
that? I was so
Joey.
disappointed that I wasn't able to go. We have pink drink.
We do
in
have a
honor
pink drink.
of me missing Chapel Roan night. I went and saw Deadpool. I don't regret missing Chapel Roan night for
Yeah,
Deadpool
I
because if
bet.
I'm gonna miss Chapel Roan night for anybody,
Ryan Reynolds.
it's gonna be Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. I mean, come on,
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot he's in that. That's
he
crazy.
is. It was very good. Spoiler-free review. I have not laughed that hard at a movie in a very long time. It was
Deadpool
so
was
good.
So funny to me.
It was such a good movie. I enjoyed every second of it. We'll watch it again. Once it comes out on streaming services, I will probably watch it like 15 times.
A comfort movie.
I don't know that it'll be a comfort movie. It's one of those movies. It's like a lot of Marvel movies where there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs, and I've got to go dissect it.
Yeah.
Although, the drive home was we talked about the movie, and I'm like, fuck, now I really do need to go watch it again.
Yeah.
Because I was like, fuck, did I miss something? Or there's just like, in my head, I'm like, oh, is that a plot hole or am I just stupid? And so now I'm just like, I got to go watch the movie again.
Just to, validate.
It just feels bad because the last time I thought that, I went back and watched the movie, which was No Way Home. And I was like, oh, never mind. This movie is just Swiss cheese. And I love that movie. I loved No Way Home. That was such a good movie. But God, its fucking story is
Not
riddled
good.
with plot holes.
Oh, well, and that's okay. Movies be like that. But you would have loved it. You would have absolutely loved Chapel Roan night.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The environment was good. I'm really hoping that we can get tickets to go see Chapel Roan because they're gonna.
Expensive, Joey.
Well, I know that they're supposed to be canceling orders that were bots because she only added 3 stops to her tour, and because of that, you have a lot of people from out of state who are going to be traveling here to see her.
Yeah.
Which kind of is the thing that sucks about a big artist coming to town.
Especially Omaha. Like, we don't get any good artists that come to Omaha directly. You know what I mean? Let us have this one.
Yep. And then on top of that, you have the bots who are going to buy them so that they can sell them to people who are going to travel out of state at more money. Because the people here, let's be honest, when it's in your town, there are going to be some people here who spend the $240 for the aftermarket tickets. Not a lot of people. It's going to be the people who are going to travel and make an event out of it. They don't really care.
Yeah.
They're going to spend however much money they were already going to spend money to travel here, to fly here, drive here, whatever. So they're going to do that.
Yeah.
I definitely can say though that that's something I would like to go to. Yeah. And if the tickets go back on sale at face value, they were $42.
That's not bad at all.
They were $42.50. And I'm just like, well, damn, I would really like to go see Chaperone for that much money, because and you know, I saw on Twitter blowing up about it, and because I was like, are they sold out? And I go to Twitter to see that, and I just typed in Chaperone Council Bluffs, and it's just everyone just bitching about it.
Yeah.
And some of the rhetoric was just kind of toxic, like the why are straight people buying Chaperone tickets? And it's just like, well,
because
it's just
I
like
like Chapel.
because the music's good, and
Yeah.
then on top of that, I am a sucker for the experience of a concert. Like I really wanted to see Taylor Swift in concert, just because of the crowd, like the environment of
Yeah.
it. I like Taylor Swift's music. I enjoy her older music because that's what me and my
too.
sister listened to a lot. Not really so big on her new stuff, which is it's whatever. But I wanted to go see Taylor Swift. I was like, that'd be fun. Tickets were just too fucking expensive. I'm not wasting the money on it.
Especially,
But
yeah.
like at face value, I would go see Taylor Swift. Chaperone's the same thing. Especially this tour right now. I honestly don't know that any subsequent tour will have the same energy that this one has right now. Because you can't tell, right? Because I'm not going to say that Chaperone's going to be a one-hit wonder.
But she blew up
But
so quick.
So quick. And a lot of artists have this. And then you don't know that after this, if she's still going to be this successful. Right? And with some of the stuff that she's talked about with the privacy and people finding like her family's information, messaging her family and crazy shit like that. Like you don't know that she's going to want to tour again.
I wouldn't.
Right? Think about how crazy,
Shit.
like the Beatles stopped touring in the middle of their popularity because it was just too much for them.
Yeah.
Right? Chaperone could stop touring.
Honestly, I get it though.
I would really like to enjoy this tour just with the energy that's going on. I've seen videos of people standing on like gas station roofs just to watch concerts.
I would do that.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd probably fall off, but I would do it. You know
It's
what I
worth
mean?
it.
It would be for Chapel, absolutely. I
You
would
know-
fall off a roof for Chapel
know,
Roan.
It's kind of nice having someone here because I can tell if a joke landed because I get the
The little
instant
giggle
reaction.
in the background. It's good.
But yeah, so in celebration of Chaperone, both us not getting tickets to the tour and then you going to Chaperone night, we have a pink drink, which is Jose Cuervo
Jose.
Margarita Mix, raspberry colada. Have you tried this before?
No.
I've had this before. This is a drink I've had.
Jose is not my.
I had a bad stint with Jose.
You did. You really
it was
did.
really bad. It was really bad. It was if the bottle was there, the bottle disappeared.
Magically.
And something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I really don't drink like that anymore, though.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to sit down and get drunk.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think it also depends on the circumstances. The giggles. I can't. Peanut gallery back
Marshall
there.
said something under his breath that I don't know what he said, but I'm pretty
You
sure it was
probably-
something along the lines of, "No, it's not." It is, Marshall. It is hard. When was the last time I was drunk, Marshall? And say it loud enough so my mic can pick it up.
So the people can hear.
Mm-hmm.
Ozarks?
Oh.
No,
the
I
lake.
wasn't even drunk. Oh, I was
lake,
drunk.
yeah.
I was drunk at.
Coconuts?
I was drunk at Coconuts. That's right. I was not drunk at the lake.
I don't think anybody was really
No,
that drunk.
I had a really hard problem getting drunk, and that was mostly.
Because you didn't bring the Jose Cuervo.
No, it was not that. I would have thrown up if I had brought the Jose
God.
Cuervo. No, it was just that first event when we did the Olympics, the beer Olympics. That event.
Honestly, that
kicked my
almost
ass.
took me out. Like
No, it did. It took me out. My blood pressure shot up so fucking much. I felt so bad, but I only missed the second event.
Yeah,
and
and
then
you-
I was back. I recovered. I bounced back.
too.
Well, and then my back hurt really bad. Like I was on muscle
Yeah.
relaxers for a week because of that.
Oh my god. So
And that's my fault. I should have. I'm smarter than that. I should have stretched before doing anything that was going to be physically exerting.
well, because it was that big old thing in the middle of the lake that we had to swim to, and then I was gonna try to get on top of it and then do it like that, but I just couldn't.
Can you check the video and see if it needs to be restarted? I forgot to rotate the camera. Kind of nice there, Marshall. You can keep talking. I'm muted.
No, you're fine. Oh my god, my dogs are out. Hold on. Let me cover them up.
Okay. Do you want to just tap the button and restart it? Okay. Yeah. Do you see the record button on it? Otherwise, I can get up and we can take a brief break. Okay. Perfect. Look at that. We didn't even have to take a
What a
brief break. There's like
cameraman.
maybe like a couple seconds of lost footage this week.
Yeah.
All thanks to Marshall. We have, again, this is the Jose Cuervo Raspberry Colada.
Yeah.
So this is pre-mixed. They sell this at Walmart, liquor store, shit like that. I get this all the time. Not this one. This bottle's been in our cupboard for like 4 months. But
let's see. Honestly, not bad at all.
It's so sugary.
Yeah.
You can't taste any tequila. The last time I think the last time that I drank it, I threw more tequila in it.
Oh, did you? Because you really can't taste anything.
No. And I think it's only like 13%. I don't actually know. It's not even that much, is it? I really don't remember. 9.9%.
Okay.
So it's really not very strong.
No, it's a nice little drink. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. So you work in medicine.
I do.
You are a surge tech.
I am a surge tech.
How is that? It's something that's something that we have in common is
Yes.
that is medicine. So I'm going to school for ultrasounds.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, it's been such a process to get myself back in the mindset to go back to school. And you went to school to be a surge tech.
Not for very long. I mean, it was like 2 years, but to be fair, I found the program completely on accident. Like, I did not, to be totally honest with you, I didn't even know if I would like it when I went into it, which is terrible, but it worked out. I absolutely love my job. Like, it's amazing. I think it's very rewarding, and it's hard, though.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that. I'm very intimidated right now going into it because I won't be going into the program. I'm doing gen eds this year for the fall, winter, spring, and then I shouldn't have to do summer classes. Or no, I'm doing fall, spring, summer. I don't want to do winter classes.
No?
No, I'd rather just take the summer classes because it's not like in the summer I don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
Or in the summer I don't care about doing shit, like having classes. During the winter, I really just don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
It's cold. I like being in the basement playing video games.
Doing your own thing.
Exactly. But I have heard from so many different sources that ultrasound school is more challenging than nursing school. I was like, the fuck?
I think it probably just depends on how you look at it, I guess, because they're so different.
They're very different. And when I heard that for the first time, I was like, there's no way. Because I know multiple people who went to nursing school who are nurses now.
Yeah.
And that sounded miserable. And then I have heard it over and over again. And I've heard it from people who did both.
Yeah.
Who started in ultrasound and then went back and were just like, I'm just going to go get a nursing degree instead. And they were like, nursing, that was a cakewalk. And I'm like,
that's crazy to me.
If you're saying that's a cakewalk, I'm terrified.
No, I think like that's the thing too, is like don't let that oh my God, I'm so sorry. I feel like this whole episode is just going to be Zoe's squeaky chair. No, I wouldn't let that intimidate you like at all, because it's going to be hard. Like you already know that. You already know it's going to be challenging, and it's only going to be for a little bit. It's not like you are doing school your entire career. You know what I mean? Yep. So I think once you get over that hump and like get out.
And I think the hard part is going to be like the first like year.
Yeah. And clinical, probably that. Just because it's different, but.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. We'll see how I enjoy it. I mean, worst comes to worst, my mom was just like, because my mom was the one who convinced me to look at something medicine. She wanted me to just go get a nursing degree. And I was like, the fuck?
You said, no, good,
like,
actually.
Fuck, when have you ever heard that I want to do that? Like, I'm like, this was really just me being like, I need to find a career that pays well. Because I wanted to be a writer. And I still would like to be a writer at some point.
And you could
or
still
a storyteller or something like that. Make content, obviously, content creation.
Yeah.
But if you don't live in certain areas in the country, it's very hard. And I really don't want to live in LA.
No.
I don't want to live in Chicago. And Chicago is really only big if you're doing like public broadcast.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't want to live in New York. I mean, I would love to live in New York City, but it's way too expensive.
It's so expensive.
No way. Nope. Unless you're making like a shit ton of money as a writer, you just can't afford it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, I need a plan B. And I was like, well, I guess I can start looking at like something in the hospitals. Hospitals pay really well.
They do.
And they take care of people. You get good benefits, all that, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. It's very smart. Like, it really is.
And I was like, well, Zoe did search tech. I could do that. And I looked into it and I was like, doesn't pay quite what I want it to pay.
Yeah.
And I was like, obviously I'm going to have to go to school to get paid well. But I'm like, what can I go to school to get paid well? And and I found ultrasounds, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that sounds interesting. And so I looked into it, and I was like, oh, that's like interesting. Like, I'm interested in that.
I think that's
So-
what you have to have too, like, because it's so easy to like lose motivation, I guess, like especially when it does get hard. It's just because I remember I think I was in my, what was it, my second to last semester. I was like, holy shit, I don't even, existential crisis. I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Well, yours
But,
I feel like is a lot harder too because you're always in the operating room.
yeah, every day, all day, every day.
I will, from my understanding, I will not be in the operating room
You might.
all that often.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it probably just depends on where you go. Because I work at a pediatric hospital right now, and we have ultrasound techs that will come in, like, if we need something ultrasound guided, and they'll just kind of pop their head. It's not for very long. It's just to kind of take a peek or whatever, but.
Yeah. Especially because I'm doing cardiovascular, so
Oh.
so I don't know if that'll
I don't know,
put me.
yeah.
I really don't know. Well, I'm doing dual board. Well, I guess long-term goal is to be dual board certified.
Yeah.
First one is cardiovascular sonography, which is the one that I would go to school for. And then eventually I want to do an externship because part of the program is doing an externship your last year
Oh, I didn't know that.
for the bachelor's, not for the associate's program. For the bachelor's, you do an externship for, not for the whole year, but just for the last semester that you're doing it. And one of the options in the cardiovascular track was fetal ecto.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I want to do that. That one just sounds emotionally taxing, though.
Yeah.
To be like, you're gonna look not just because you're not because like difference between fetal ecto and just like generic like pediatric ultrasounds is this is not like you're not just doing an ultrasound of the woman who's pregnant. You're going deeper than that. It is the ultrasound of the fetus in
Yeah.
utero.
And
You're checking for,
unfortunately,
and
it's
typically
not always,
typically the only time you're doing that is if you're worried about there being issues.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, the good thing is I'm not the doctor, so I don't have to be the one to break like the news to a parent of like, hey,
Yeah.
your child does not have bones.
Which,
Like
That
that's not my
yeah.
job. I'm also
Also,
like
I'm
nervous
not-
about that because I know how my life's gonna be. I know my luck. My very first day of clinicals, like the very first time they have me do my own ultrasound on like a patient's chest,
yeah.
I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna be like,
A
I'm
Joey
gonna like be pulled aside, like pull like my practitioner aside and be like, so there's like free flowing
What?
fluid in their like right atrium.
That's. Well, okay, but
Can we tell a doctor like right
can we
now?
actually do something about this?
Like that's not right.
That doesn't. Something about this is not it. But I mean, I feel like it would be really rewarding to like have those good days, though. You know what I mean? I think you would get a lot out of it, and just kind of. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I know my luck. I know that like the very first
We
thing
all
that
know
I'm
your
gonna
luck,
take my
Joey.
ultrasounds, it's gonna be a bad result.
No, it won't.
I'm gonna be like asking the doctor like the next time I'm in the hospital, like, so what happened to that patient? Oh, they died.
Oh my god, Joey,
I'm just
it's
gonna be like, what the fuck? They died?
No.
Yeah.
You're
Yep.
gonna be fine. That is not gonna happen. Don't manifest that. You're gonna be great. You're not gonna have a Joey moment like that.
Luckily, my mom was just like, you could be a surgeon. I'm just like, fuck that.
You know what's crazy to me? Okay, so, yeah, and people say this to a lot of surge techs. Oh, why don't you just become a surgeon if you're already working? I said, excuse
Do
me.
you know the difference? Do you understand the difference between doing the surgery and being the
Literally,
surge tech? Oh my god.
I said, actually, no. And then, oh God, who was I talking to? I think I was talking to one of my older friends. We were just catching up. And she's like, oh my God, Zoe, you literally could just be a surgeon.
I just wanted to listen real quick. I was just because
know
of how
what you
far
were
your
doing.
mic was away. I
Oh,
wanted to make sure
should I?
that no, it's fine.
Okay.
It was picking up. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't.
I literally thought you were putting that over your eyeball.
No, I was
like, what?
just bringing because I didn't want to go over the microphone
Yeah.
and have it like
Think. Does that do anything?
some audio texture. Oh yeah, you can hear it. Yeah.
Maybe you should do ASMR. Does this sound cool?
Oh man, this is literally the.
Oh my God, are we gonna?
Me and Mac talked about that doing the ASMR.
I heard your guys'
And
that one was so good. By the way,
I think that one is still my favorite
Mm-hmm.
so far.
top tier. But
It was such a good podcast. And it was so much fun to film. Again, just because there's so much fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
Same thing with Chris. The last,
I don't think I've seen Chris's.
actually, all of them. There's not like a bad podcast. Like I haven't not enjoyed one.
Yeah.
It's just been fun to go on the progress of it. Like it feels very different now than it did week one with Tarek.
Yeah.
Like when I have Tarek on again, it's going to be completely different than the first week he was on.
Yeah.
So it was super exciting. And again, Tarek was a last minute thing. He was here to help with the lights and the camera, and he ended up being here to film because the other person was not home.
Who's
it was Z.
Oh.
Yeah. We talked about that when
Yeah.
Z was on. Yeah, Z forgot, and it was fine. And it worked out because Z came on week 3.
Yeah.
So.
I think I did watch, or not watch, but heard. See, I don't know how to watch. Like, are they on YouTube or what?
Yep, they're all on YouTube. You can actually, so little plug here. You can go to my website at joeymoments.com, and all the video versions and all the audio versions are all there.
Dang, Joey.
All on the website.
That's actually so crazy.
That's joeymoments.com.
You're like a professional.
And the website's getting overdone right now. So it's getting overhauled. So probably by the end of the year, it'll be completely different. So.
I tell you what. Don't
It's
forget
just been
about us, Joey.
It's just been. I don't think the podcast would do anything if it were just me. If I were to just sit here every week by myself, I think I'd get about 3 views a week.
You know what? But your friends would be viewing those. You know, we'd be watching them.
My friends listen to me talk enough. I really don't think they would listen to just me talk for an hour.
It's yeah. That's okay. That's okay.
So
though.
it's nice, and again, the whole thing is I like having the one-on-one conversation with someone. Next week is going to be a little different. Next week is going to be 2 guests.
Oh my god.
It'll be I don't want to spoil it, but
Just like
it'll be we'll have a set of sisters on next week.
do we have a
We do. We have friend who has a yes.
No, we don't. Do we? Wait, let me think. Who has a sister?
And 2 of our friends are dating said sisters.
Okay.
Yep,
Sorry.
Yep. It's the Polish invasion.
That's going to be a good one.
Actually, that I might have just gotten the title for that.
I love it.
That's so fucking funny.
It is. That's going to be such an interesting
I already got the
episode.
one for this week. This week's is Zoe's squeaky chair.
Oh, yeah. No, I figured. Okay, I'm going to laugh so hard if all I hear...
I don't think you should. I've never had someone move in the chair so much.
I know. Well, because, okay, so I was sitting on my knees, right? And then that was uncomfortable. My foot is now asleep. It's been asleep for like 3 minutes and I haven't said anything. So I figured I should kind of
tap it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Circling back to Chapel Row night,
Oh, I forgot about that.
have you haven't been to emo night, have you? At all?
No. I'm
Okay.
afraid.
You're afraid of emo night?
Because I heard they do mosh pits and I would
They
get
do. You don't
stomped on.
have to. You don't have to go into it.
Yeah,
though.
but what if I get just tossed up in there in the ruckus?
Well, I'm assuming if you go, Marshall would be there.
Yeah.
I unless Marshall throws you in.
Could you imagine? He said, "You know what? I'm sick of this. Get in there." You know what I mean? Okay.
I don't know that you would get in there. It's a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
not always do we.
Mosh it up.
Yeah, I don't think we've moshed in a while. It's been a really long time since we've been to one. I don't think
know.
I've been to one in
Well, because
almost a year.
that's what I was gonna say. I think I remember the last time you guys went, but I don't think I was 21 yet because you guys had a party bus and I couldn't go on it.
Emo night is not 21 and over. Emo night's 18 plus.
But I thought there was like a party bus and then you guys went to, or maybe I'm thinking of something different.
there was one of the party buses we did was on the same night as an emo night, and none of us went to emo night because of the party bus.
Oh,
That was just
maybe that's
that
okay.
was it was a thing of like we could do one or the other, and we wanted to do the party bus, not emo night.
Yeah, that makes
If
sense.
memory serves me correctly, it's been a while, and all the emo nights, in my opinion, blend together.
Yeah.
I would like to go again with the people who haven't gone, because we have a group of people now who haven't been to an emo night.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun,
I'd be
but
down.
it's definitely like you go there and then you've done it.
That's
you don't
it.
need
You're
to go
good.
back. Yeah. I'm assuming they just played like a lot of modern pop
Yeah.
at Chapel Row night.
So kind of, yeah. So it was a lot of Chapel, but it was a lot of other artists too, which I mean
Well,
that's
yeah.
what I love about
I really
it.
can't imagine that you could make an entire night out of Chapel Row.
Just keep
She
the
just
same songs on
doesn't
the loop.
have the discography yet to do
Yeah.
that.
And,
Like
but
I know
every
the
song she
waiting
has
room
is
does.
such a banger. So good.
They're all so good. Because like Taylor Swift, they do a Taylor Swift night at the
I
waiting
went
room.
to that. Yeah.
How was that? I haven't been to that. I heard it was okay.
So that's what I was gonna say. Like, so I went with my friend Morgan and Julia. It was such a good experience. Like I think that's why we went. Like more for the experience. Because I don't dislike Taylor Swift. She's very talented. You know what I mean. But I'm not a Swiftie.
Yeah, okay, I get that. Yep. I understand. I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it was a fun time. But there was no other artists that were played. It was strictly Taylor Swift.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
What it, you know. Okay, so they started off with the older music. I was loving it. Okay, and then they started getting into newer songs. I was like, okay, like this is fine. And then that's all it was. It was strictly new music. So there was that. But it was fine.
No, I get that. Yeah, I like Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift enough to go to a concert. If I'm going to a bar for like an event, I don't know that I could just listen to Taylor Swift. I also don't feel like Taylor Swift outside of a concert is like party music.
It was pretty hard to shake my tail feather to Love Story by Taylor Swift, you know.
Oh, I absolutely could if it came on in the middle of like a bunch of other songs being played.
Yeah.
Like if we're at a bar and like all of a sudden Love Story comes on, you're damn right I'm belching my throat out to it.
But that's different. You know what I mean?
If we've been listening to Taylor Swift for 3.5 hours at this point and Love Story comes on, I'm just gonna leave.
You said, you know what, I'm good.
I'm gonna go and have my drunk ciggy on the the step of the bar. Like I'm gonna walk outside.
Like a man. Yeah. Love that.
Was the first time I smoked a cigarette was outside the waiting room.
Was it really?
It was with Mac and Chris.
Oh, that's iconic.
No, it was bad. So
you said awful.
Have you ever heard that story?
I don't think so.
So we went to emo night and we were getting we were drunk because emo night waiting room. I don't know if you guys actually drank a whole lot there. The drinks they're a little bit more expensive now, but when we were going a lot to emo night, like when we went every time they were here, the mixed drinks were like $5.
Okay.
And they were heavy pours.
Yeah.
So I would drink like 2 Sex on the Beaches, like 2 vodka Red Bulls, and like 3 or 4 beers.
Dang.
And because of how much liquor they would put in my mixed drinks, I would be feeling good. Oh, and then we'd take shots too and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know.
And honestly, like, I don't know. I feel like whenever I go to those things, I make a conscious effort to not like
spend a lot of money.
Yeah, because like it's super easy to do.
Yeah, it's super big difference between drinking at like a house party and then drinking at a bar.
You have to pay. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're paying good hard-earned money.
Exactly. A house party, you bring like a 30 rack of beer.
Yeah.
And then you get to drink all the crap that other people brought.
Exactly. That's what I like about our house parties. Is it's just like it's like a potluck.
It's a potluck of alcohol.
Yeah, which is, you know.
But so we were really drunk. I was really drunk anyway. I don't know about anybody else. I can't speak for anyone else. I was really drunk. And Chris and Mac were like, "Hey, we're going to go smoke a cigarette. Do you want one?" And I was like, "Shit. Okay."
You said might as well.
Might as well. I think I went out there to vape or to hit my pen or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember. And the Newports came out.
Not the Newports.
It was the fucking Newports.
Not the Newports.
And I smoked like 6 in a row.
Oh my God, Joey, Jesus.
And Chris had to walk down the street to the little smoke shop to go buy another pack of Newports.
Because of you.
Because of me.
Wow.
And oh my God,
I love that for you.
It was terrible. And then ABBA night, I did the same thing.
Wait, when did you go to ABBA night?
We went to the first one in Omaha.
Oh.
Which is a while. It was like me. There was a group of us. It was me, Dylan, Eric, Chris, Mac, Jenna. I don't remember who else. I think we met one of Mac's friends there.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Have you been to one recently at all?
I haven't. The first one was good. My biggest gripe was some of the music that they played just
Joey
was not I was not bopping to it. And I love 70s music. Like 70s music is a huge you've known me long enough to know that I love rock and I love 70s like I don't even know what you would classify ABBA as. It's like pop.
It's like its own. It's its own thing.
It's like rocky pop, but it's pop rocks.
Ooh, that's the name of the episode. Pop rocks. We should do that.
It's definitely Zoe's squeaky chair.
God, I'm trying to shake that right now. I'm trying to get that label off of me.
But the music that they played was.
It has slowly. I don't want to say gotten bad, but the first time that I went, oh my God, it was amazing. The music was amazing. There was a nice mix. Second time we went, it was like, okay, like it's still good. A little worse than last time, but not bad. Third time we went, worse. The fourth time I went, I am not spending my money to go again. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was like the DJ or what, but it just.
Do they change so they change the playlist every time?
Yeah.
That's
but
my
not
problem with.
Well.
That's my problem with emo night.
Yeah.
Is emo night does not. They change the playlist, like they change the middle of the playlist and the ending of the playlist. The beginning of the playlist is always the same.
Yeah.
They always start with the same song, which is fine. It's whatever. If that's your brand, whatever. But, I really don't know that Sugar We're Going Down is like the opener for this event.
Yeah.
And then it's just like the songs that they put in the middle. Like there are songs like I've never heard of, and I'm just like, and you can tell that like these are not like big emo bops.
Yeah.
It's emo night, right? And the crowd is silent.
They said.
And they're just, they're just kind of vibing to it. They're not. And then the next song comes on, and it's like a Blink-182 song, and everyone's just screaming it.
Yes, but also I feel like it's so important for DJs to read the room, and the last time they just weren't doing that.
Yeah, and I don't mind if you have a static playlist, like if you just have the playlist and it's just gonna go, but like the DJ is still like sometimes you can tell like, oh, this song's really not popping off with the crowd.
Yeah, so maybe not.
Skip it.
Yeah, let's just not do more of this.
Let's transition into that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The first Abba night was fun. But God, I haven't been back. We lived in the apartment still.
Oh,
so that's been
really?
like 2 years ago.
I do remember. No, my second Abba night. I went with Mac. Oh, it was amazing.
Was that the one where
good.
you almost got into a fight at the bar?
No, no. I never see. Everybody says that they're like, "Oh my God, do it." I would never. I would shake like a leaf. Probably
Wait, was that
piss
the
my
parking
pants
lot
and leave.
one? The parking lot incident?
What is the parking lot incident? No. No. Wait. Okay. Parking lot incident.
Am I allowed to talk about the parking lot incident?
Wait. Tell me what it is first. Anyway.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry about that. You may have noticed
Intermission.
that. Yeah, we had to talk about that off mic, off the record.
I completely.
Was that okay?
But no, and that happened.
Okay, so that wasn't Abba night.
Oh my God! Wait, we had gone to something. I just don't know if it was Abba night. I think it was Abba night. No, it totally was Abba night. Okay, it's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Yes, it was Abba night, and that to this day was such a fun night. Like, because everybody has their moments. That was one of mine. But we've grown.
That
We've
bush
matured.
will never be the same.
Yeah, that is unfortunately true. But I don't know where I was going with that. That's it.
Nope.
Whatever. Yep.
I'm trying to think if I've had an incident at a bar.
But it wasn't even like an incident. And we weren't at the bar anymore. We were like on our way home.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we were like.
That's a classified story. So yeah. So
Yeah.
my bad.
Classified.
National secrets, all that
Yeah.
good stuff. Yeah, I don't think I've had a bar incident. I don't know. Maybe it's bad that I'm saying I might not remember my bar incident, but then I'm like, I know how I used to be when I drank.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Marshall, do I have a bar incident?
I feel like you most definitely do, Joey. He goes, which one? My gosh.
I really can't think of a time where I've done something stupid at a bar.
Yeah.
Like, I know that I've done karaoke at a bar once, and that took me getting almost drunk. I was very tipsy before I could do karaoke. I remember getting really drunk at Arcade Throwback. R.I.P. that bar. It's no longer there.
What?
They closed.
The one with the light up dance floor?
The one with the light up dance floor.
I'm moving.
The bomb ass fucking food that you could get that was cash only.
Yeah.
The food was always bitchin'. The wings were so good.
That's so sad.
Yeah. The one with the roof with like the they
we
closed.
Went there.
They
we
closed.
all went there for the party bus.
If you've ever had a bar incident, it's probably going to be down in the Ozarks. I don't think you've had anything up here.
Yeah, so I've never had a bar. So thank God.
Yeah.
Not that I can.
To be clear, though,
remember.
I also have never had like.
Yeah, your incident was after the bar.
Yes, because.
And I don't really know that it's an incident. It's just a funny story.
That's what I was gonna say. I've never had like just stupid shit that I do at bars.
I've had any bar incidents. It's always been after an event, whether it be a party bus.
We have had the party bus incidents, yeah. Actually, we've had 2 party bus incidents. One was an incident with somebody involved, and then the other one was the bus breaking down. And
so funny.
I was
I'm
blacked out
sorry.
at that point.
Were you really?
Yeah, no, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, damn.
I remember getting on the bus and the lights being on, And then I woke up, or I didn't wake up. I regained consciousness in my kitchen
When you say
with
it
John.
like that, I regained
No, I
consciousness.
was really drunk that night. Those party buses
That's
are
okay.
evil. Every time I
Yeah.
get on a party bus, I am completely shit
But
faced by the time we
honestly,
get home.
they are some of my favorite things to do. Like,
Oh, I want to do another one.
yeah,
Absolutely.
100%. But the thing is, I
Or-
had to learn how to do it. Right.
So aren't you and Mac planning the next one?
I believe so. I need to talk to them about it again because we have been talking about it for a long time. We just haven't like put it out there.
Halloween party bus?
Yes.
Spooky, scary party bus?
Yes, that would be so fun. And it's coming up quick, I think. What is it, July?
It's July. It's almost, August starts on Thursday.
And that's enough time for everybody to like plan it out.
You would have enough time to plan it out.
Get off of
to
work
get it reserved. And they're so much fun.
God, they're so fun.
We are hitting up on time, so we probably will start wrapping up. Is there
Sounds
anything big that you wanted to talk about before we wrap up? Anything interesting? Any gossip lore?
Let's see what the lore is. Not really. I just want to thank you for having me on. It's been it's been fun. I've been waiting for this moment my entire life, actually.
To be on a podcast or to be on this podcast?
Specifically this one.
Like you were born and you're just like Joey
I was
moments.
like, Joey, who is, and then we met and I was like, holy shit.
No, I've had that. I've had that happen where like I've seen someone in like a dream.
Yeah.
And then like a couple months later, I'll see them, and I'm like, "Oh my god, you're from my dream."
What a
fuck?
line.
I'm like, "Oh my god, you?"
Can we talk about my? Can we get on record my game time?
Oh God, what is that?
Your game time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
His video game time. He can do whatever he wants.
So okay, yeah. So yeah, let's talk about your
Let's
the
get
leash
into
you've
it.
got on him.
Oh bullshit.
The PTO schedule that you have.
No.
So does he have to put like a request
He
form when he wants to
actually,
play games?
Okay, this is so real. I have a mailbox, right? It says manager box on it, and every time that he wants, he just has to put a little slip in there, and then like I have to sign off on it. But it has to be at least a week in advance. You know what I mean?
my
Like
God.
a PTO in this bitch. Like, wait, we don't have.
She just puts it in the shredder.
I'm actually
That's so
totally.
funny.
That was a lie. That's okay.
So then what you're saying, again, on record,
On
for all
record,
the lads to hear,
For all of the lads.
is that Marshall doesn't get on to Marshall's own fruition. It's his fault, not yours.
Yeah, I don't kidnap
On the
him.
record, Zoe is not to blame.
Zoe is not
for
to
Marshall
blame.
not being on.
Zoe's not to blame.
Okay.
Not at all.
Off the record, you're to blame.
Off the record, it is probably me, but on the record, it's not me.
That's so
Just
funny.
being so real right now. Yeah.
So you may have noticed the audio cut out just a little bit. We were wrapping up, and the outro just is not there because it kind of died on us.
Yeah.
Full battery, and it died. So we just wanted to come back and say thanks for listening. If you want to find all of the Joey Moments podcast or anything that we talked about that may happen in the future, joeymoments.com. Our socials, our Twitter and YouTube are linked to there as well. We will see you guys next time. Thank you, Zoe, for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It was a great time.